Beau Webster was one of the last players to leave the team hotel this morning and admits a few members of the Australian team were nursing sore heads. But the all-rounder says he's very proud to be part of such a dominant Ashes side.
Yeah, good night. Some sore heads, no doubt, I reckon, this morning, but boys are happy.
I wondered how good does a Reading 71 feel in the last match of the series?
Yeah, nice. Like a bit of deja vu from last year. Nice to be not out there at the end. I would have loved 100, but batting at 9, I suppose you can't be begging too much. But no, we had a good week. Boys celebrated accordingly last night with all the families in, and a good beer with the opposition as well, which is always nice.
What went through your mind when you and Alex had a hug there in the middle?
When he scored the winning runs?
When you scored the winning runs?
It was no doubt. Everyone was elated in the change rooms. It was it's a long series. It's 5 tests. It's a lot of hard work goes into it, a lot of planning, and when it's all over, it's a bit of a relief, I suppose. And to get up 4-1 is an outstanding result.
Hey, but it always looks special out in the middle when you guys get to sing under the Southern Cross, I stand as well. But a special one last night with Uzi in the middle there too, and in front of the Team 60 sign. Just talk us through that and how nice it was to be able to send him off in that way.
Yeah, great for Uz. He's been a fantastic servant to Australian cricket. He's a fantastic player and a ripping bloke. So to send him off with a win in his last test, everyone was really happy for him. There were some nice words spoken in the change rooms, and then out in the middle of the SCG where he's played a lot of his cricket to sing the song and whatnot was a nice emotional moment for him and everyone else to send him off into the sunset, but no doubt we'll still see his face around in the media, BBL and things like that. So, goodbye, but I'm sure we'll still see him around.
Well, are you feeling the love from the Australian public on the Sydney girl, and it really feels like you've got like a hometown reception at the SCG? Yeah,
it was nice. Plenty of support walking down the stairs there in front of the members, and when you come on to bowl and get some runs, it's always a nice crowd. And I do feel the love. It feels like well supported, as is everyone in the Australian team. But I'm absolutely loving my time. Whenever I get an opportunity to play for Australia, is hugely proud, and to contribute to winning games for Australia is what dreams are made of.
Did you ever think you'd be bowling offers in this series, like a few weeks back? When did you find that out?
No, probably not. Probably not until day one, when sort of had a chat to Ronnie about the role I was going to do, and it might have been some medium paces if it was going to move around a little bit in the first innings, and then if spin's required in the second, they're always there to ready to go. So just the way it played out is exactly what he said on day one, and happy to contribute with some wickets.
You mentioned having a beer with the Englishmen. How were they?
They were good. They're a great bunch of lads. We play a lot of cricket against them. A lot of guys play with them in the county system and various T20 tournaments around the world. So everyone knows each other, and it was a good moment. We spent a couple of hours in the SCG bar there, just talking about the series, talking cricket, and just having a beer with mates, really, which was a nice moment, and I'm sure one that everyone enjoyed.
Who was best on ground last night?
It's a good question. It was pretty subdued. Michael Nessa was good form. We've got all the families here, so it was more of a celebration, I suppose, of all the hard work and all the sacrifices that they make as well. To have a beer with everyone all in one area was really nice.
Dane, hello to you, mate. Of course, massive win for Australia yesterday, capping off an incredible series for the team. Some have started leaving this morning. How did they look? Did they look like they had a big night?
Good morning, Matty. Yeah, I think that's the thing we all want to know after wrapping up the series. I can just say we saw Cam Green just then. He did look a little bit dusty. He may have just woken up out of bed, so don't quote me on that, but he looked a little bit rough here today. But no, nothing like you'd quite expect. We saw Travis head out here with his family, getting into his car before. Many people would probably tip him as the MVP, but he looks pretty okay. He said he was running late. He didn't have any time to chat to the media. Alex Carey looked in pretty good nick. Look, we've seen the majority of this team come out. We believe the Sydney-based contingent, like your Steve Smiths, already went home, didn't stay at the hotel or left very early this morning, so haven't seen them just yet. But the one man we did get to catch up was Usman Khawaja. Played his 88th and final test at the SCG yesterday, about 15 years after it all began there, after making his debut in an Ashes series. Didn't quite get the runs, wasn't that type of fairy tale finish, but I was at his press conference last week when he announced his retirement. He said the fairy tale's already done for Usman Khawaja. He's already done everything he wants. He's flanked by his 2 beautiful little girls and his wife getting into the car just before, and you can only listen to what he had to say about how much being a role model has meant to him and his Australian Test team, and how he's laid the platform for future Usman Khawajas. Take a listen to what he had to say.
It actually hasn't, no. It's still it's hard to because I'm still playing cricket. I'm still going back to the Big Bash and playing the Big Bash, and there's still a bit of cricket. But I know in the next couple of days it'll start to sink in once I realise, okay, it's over. Right now, it's always been the same throughout my career. The day after a Test match, I'm still pretty amped up from the Test match. So I think in the next couple of days it'll start to sink in, and I'll be able to just sit down on the couch and just relax a little. All I ever tried to do while playing cricket for Australia, particularly the last little bit, was be myself. And I always said to people that, they said you're a role model for so many people and all these other things. I'm never trying to be a role model. I was just trying to be true to myself and trying to show the real Uzi, because the real Uzi is flawed in a lot of ways, like everyone else is. And I was pretty good at playing cricket. I hope I still am pretty good at playing cricket and doing all the right things. And then, just like everyone else, I want to show them that I'm human just like you. I'm Australian just like you. And for me, that was the most important thing. So if people saw that and then they see what I represent, which I've said for a long time is inclusivity, equality, everything that I stand for, then that was more important to me than anything anyone else might say.
Meanwhile, England's Harry Brook is the latest player in the headlines for an off-field incident after revelations he was involved in a bar fight in New Zealand before the Ashes series. Our reporter Dana Livingston has the details.
Goes from bad to worse for the English team after going 4-1 in what's supposed to be the best English team they've sent down here in a very long time. Now haven't won an Ashes series since 2015. The news, of course, is that Harry Brook was involved in an altercation over in New Zealand just before their third ODI in Wellington in a series there. They ended up losing 3-0. Brook was actually refused entry into a nightclub. It's believed he was struck by a bouncer, was then self-reported himself to the English Cricket Board, where he was fined $60,000 Australian, has been received a warning. He was the captain in that series and, of course, is the vice-captain for this Test team as well, supposed to be the successor to Ben Stokes. So just not the look they were after, and probably the worst possible story that could come out, because there's already been this storyline throughout this series, Bazball to Boozball, that's all come out. The news to Holiday, where they were caught drinking in their time off. Of course, they're well within their right to do that, but it's probably just it wasn't the right look for this English team after everything that happened. There was a video floating around of Ben Duckett. Plenty of storylines out of this, and just the last thing that England would have wanted to hear now back on the plane. We hope they're back on the plane. We're not 100% sure yet if they have left Australia, but we imagine they have left for Australia with plenty of questions now heading up to the next Ashes series.